I am sitting outside and you may hear some construction work going on in the background. That is because we are having construction done. We are building a house for my sister right now, and it is in the final stages of finishing up the land prep, and it's ready for the house to be delivered. So it's very exciting. I'm going to make a video all about that very soon and show you guys the process and what it took and how much it costs and everything like that. So if you guys are interested, stay tuned. Today's video, I'll talk to you guys about maybe what you've already seen in a reel, and that is my addiction to social media. So I'm not sure how much you guys have seen, but basically I put up a reel and a short on YouTube, and I talked about my addiction to social media. I've been trying this for the last few years, trying to, step back from social media, allow myself a half hour here, an hour here, but it always ends up getting the best of me and ending up in a really bad place. And so a couple of days ago, I just said enough was enough. I realized that I am unable to connect to the present moment. And when I say that, what I mean is this: I am unable to really feel like I'm actually in the moment that I'm in without constantly feeling like my mind is somewhere else. I'm never in the moment. I'm physically present, but I am not mentally present. I am not feeling like I am even there. And then more or less just that I'm floating through life and that I'm not really experiencing it or living it, but that I am just sort of in it and almost a witness to my own life, which I'm sure if I were looking through a screen, I'd be screaming at myself. I started to kind of notice, like, what does it mean? What does it take to be actually present? And then I realized, what is my brain focusing on? And I noticed that I have the urge probably 200 or more times a day to pick this up, to pick up my phone and check social media. And I realize I don't really allow myself a downtime at all. I don't allow myself to have a moment of reprieve. If I go to the bathroom, I'm on my phone. If I'm sitting in the chair, I'm on my phone. If I'm up there putting up makeup, I'm on my phone. If I'm walking to the chicken coop, I'm on my phone. If I'm in the greenhouse, I'm on my phone. If I go sit in the gazebo, I'm on my phone. If I'm by the fire, I'm on my phone. I'm on my phone literally constantly with feeling like I'm not. Feeling like I'm being intentional and trying not to be on my phone while being on my phone constantly. And I asked you guys on Instagram a few days ago, and I said, like, what helps you to feel in the moment and be present? Because I said I always feel like I'm not in the moment. I am constantly waiting for something. I'm constantly in like this limbo state of, well, I'm waiting on the next best thing, or when this happens, then I will. And I've been in this for a long time. I've experienced this for a long time. It's been since I started doing social media as a job. It's when I stopped feeling fully present in my life, when I stopped being a member of my own life and almost started viewing it differently. And I've been doing social media as a job now since 2012, but I'm doing it full time since 2017. So almost 10 years. Hi, Buggy Lou. Hi, honey babe. What you got? Oh, cat toy?
Yeah, because we got the cat toy.
Nice. I'm just finishing up a video real quick and then I'll be in, okay? You can talk into it for a second. You want to say hello?
Hi.
Hi.
It's a cool microphone.
How was your day?
Good.
What did you guys get?
We got lots of stuff.
Nice.
All the stuff on the list.
And then somebody said online, there is no destination. Today is the destination. The moment that you are in is the destination. There is actually nowhere that you're going to get that'll feel like, and I've arrived. That doesn't exist. And the more we can recognize and realize that there is no destination, the more we can be in the moment that we are in. And I realized that I've been like just watching and waiting and experiencing life through this lens of waiting for what? What am I waiting for? I don't know, death? I literally don't know, because there is nothing on the other side of waiting other than the afterlife, which that's when I'm dead. So I am waiting for death, really, at the end of the day. And that is the only actual destination that there is. And then it just made me be like, oh, so today is the day. Today is the day I've been waiting for, because there has never been a destination and there never will. It's not like when I go to, then nope, there is no actual, I can't put a date on it. Oh, when my sister's house gets built, nope, that won't be the thing, because it wasn't when I bought this house, it wasn't when we built the gazebo, it wasn't when we put in the greenhouse, it wasn't when we put in the chicken coop, because that is life. Life is the moments that you live. The saying is, how we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives. It's not about a destination, because you will never reach it. It's not about like, oh, when I get my PhD, then, nope, because once you get your PhD, guess what, baby? There's still life after that. And it wasn't the final destination. It wasn't. It just feels like we're waiting for something. And so when I started realizing that today is the day that I live, there is no destination that I'm ever going to reach where I'm going to feel like, that was the moment. Then I realized I'm wasting the moment. I'm wasting the moment on this godforsaken brick of horror that I hold in my hand and read the news on all day, that I have an anxiety disorder, and I'm putting myself into the stories that I've heard on the internet. I heard of a child that got encephalitis from the flu, and now it's my child in my mind. Every time I think there's a germ on a surface, I'm scared. Every time they have something happen, I think of a news story I heard or something I read on Google or something, and I'm not even living the life that I'm currently actually living in next to the people that are alive next to me, that are healthy and safe and here and in front of me. I'm living because of this godforsaken box that sits in my hand that I have extrapolated my life out into other people's lives and stories. I heard 10,000 stories last week when I was scrolling, and now I feel like that's going to be me, or that's going to be... No, I refuse it. I rebuke it. And I no longer will even allow it. I will not allow myself to scroll on Instagram. I will not allow myself to see anything. I don't need to see it. I don't need to scroll on Instagram and sit and waste the one life that I have with the family that I have and the beautiful life that I have. I don't need to scroll it away and destroy my brain in the meantime. Since I refuse to scroll, I'm not going to do the whole allow yourself 30 minutes. Nope. Cold turkey for me. I'm a cold turkey or nothing. I just can't. I can't give myself an inch, or I will take a mile. I know myself, and in this circumstance, it has to be all or nothing. With other things, I like to give myself a little more grace, but this has to be all or nothing, because I know from past experience, if you give me an inch, I'll take a mile. And if I cannot do it on sheer willpower alone, I'm going to get a brick. I'm done. I'm literally done. I refuse. I'm not going to live this life anymore. Here's some things that I am doing to break my addiction if you are in the same boat as me. I bought an embroidery kit because I have to do something with my hands when I'm sitting. I cannot just relax. I am somebody that's a very high functioning, I don't know what you would call it. I have to always be doing something, or I just can't relax. So when I am sitting down and watching a family movie together the other night, I'm embroidering while I'm doing it. Otherwise, I want to pick up my phone because I feel antsy. And so I'm going to try to retrain my brain to experience boredom. But in the meantime, I'm going to embroider. That's very, very useful for me, keeping the embroidery kit in completely together so it's all in one spot that I can carry around the house with me. It's small like a phone, and it can sit in my hands, and I can sit there and do something creative and productive that is not scrolling. And it's worked great for me so far. I've only gone 3 days without my phone, but I've done zero scrolling. Not I had a little slip up. No slip up so far. I'm not taking it with me places. So when I walk out to the chicken coop, I'm not taking my phone with me. I am leaving it in the house. I don't need it. I've never needed it. There's never been a time I have needed it. If I want to take a picture, I can go back up and get it. But otherwise, it's just right now I'm trying to retrain my brain, and maybe I can have a healthier balance with it later in my life. But right now, I'm just not taking it with me because then the urge is too strong. When I go to the bathroom, I'm not taking it with me. Go outside, I'm not taking it with me. But if I do need to have it with me, I am just telling myself no. If I notice myself going to Instagram, nope, you noticed, now put it back down. So I am just being cognizant of it because it is an actual addiction. I am truly addicted to the point where my brain unknowingly reaches for it all day long. And when I'm not going for it, it feels bad, man. And my brain has gone through a bit of a withdrawal process these last few days. I am finding it easier to be more present though. So already 3 days in, I am finding it okay, it's actually a very comforting feeling. Before I felt like I have no time, and it's well, baby girl, you got nothing but time. How do I not have time? I have time. I have more time than most people. So that was because my time was being sucked by this addictive little device that sought to make me only more miserable. So I am breaking my addiction, and I was wondering if any of you guys are going to come along with me. And if you don't, that's totally fine, because a lot of people have a healthier relationship with their phones, I think, than I do, because I don't have a 9-to-5 job. My 9-to-5 job is a social media content creator. And so I justify my addiction by saying, well, I'm a creator, so I have to. And it's no, you don't. You don't have to scroll Instagram all day long. You can post, you can work, you can do your things, but you do not have to scroll social media. You don't have to. That's an excuse, because you're addicted and you have to let that go. And I can't make excuses anymore. So, I think a lot of people, they have a healthier time with it because they are at work all day long, talking to other people, conversing with other people. I basically replaced my community from my 9-to-5 job with social media. I replaced the human connection that I was having daily with this little box. And it feels like there's a lot of people on there, but there's actually no people, and my brain knows that. So yeah, it's definitely, you know, you don't all have to be as strict as I am. Maybe it's just about reducing, you know, social media. I think we all could use it. And I think a lot of us recognize that we have that addiction. And it's really unfortunate, but these apps are designed to keep us addicted. They are meant to keep us addicted. They are. And that sounds sad, but it's true. The one goal of all of these apps is to keep you on their app. And if they can't, then they'll do anything that they can to keep your attention. And the actual currency is your attention. And we're paying it daily, and I don't want to do that anymore. So I refuse it, and I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. If you guys are interested in keeping up with more community with me, because, you know, I'm still going to be posting and going on my phone to be part of community. I think that's different than scrolling social media and doom scrolling and brain rotting and just having like our minds be this endless pit of information that we don't need. But I think community is good. So I have a Patreon where I have community. You guys can also subscribe, like become a member of my channel, and you will get exclusive uploads. But Patreon has more posts more frequently. And I just been posting over there as often as I feel like it. And it's been quite a lot, actually. And a lot of you have become members. I have like, I don't know, 300 or 400 members right now, which is crazy cool. Thank you guys so much. It means so much to me. It's such beautiful reprieve from just the scrolling of social media, and you guys are so understanding over there, and I feel like I'm getting to know you guys, and you're so understanding. Like I said, like if I don't reply, it's just because I'm trying to stay off my phone, and all of you guys are like completely get it. Like you guys are just the best over on Patreon. So thank you to my patrons. Thank you to my YouTube members. I started a bunch of seeds yesterday. I started peppers, tomatoes, broccoli, cabbage, and one more. I did Napa cabbage and like regular round cabbage. And then I started one more. What was it? Celery. Never grown celery. I'm going to give it a try. We eat a lot of it. And I made a soil recipe. It's my first ever time making a soil recipe. I did Florette's recipe, which I will have it listed down below. You have to like sign into her website for it, but it's a free recipe, and it's basically like, I can just tell you right now, it's pro mix potting soil, like the 3.5 cubic feet, and then you add in bone meal, blood meal, and kelp meal, and then compost. So there you go. There's the free recipe. It doesn't actually say the amounts, but if you want the amounts, you can go to Florette's website and sign up for their little email thing, and it'll give you the free recipe. And yeah, we'll see if it works. It looks like it works for her, so I'll let you guys know. If you guys are interested in checking out our gardening channel, you guys can subscribe to The Sweet Life of Zach and Kristi. We do a gardening and homesteading channel, and this year it's gonna be massive. I'm telling you that right now, because the amount of stuff that I am doing, oh my God, like it is, we are building like 10 raised beds. I'm doing my dahlia garden. I'm revamping our entire garden. Like it's gonna be a lot. I'm going to hone in this year on trying to actually grow as much food for our family as we can, and I'm very excited about that. So, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. I can't wait to read your comments and see what you guys have to say, because when I say staying off of social media, I mean scrolling endlessly on TikTok and Instagram Reels. I'm not talking about community, like replying to comments and posting. I'm actually probably going to post more because I'll have more time. So I thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you again to my patrons and my members on YouTube. And I will see you at my next video. Bye.